To solve this data sufficiency question, we will consider each statement separately first and then together if needed. Before the statements, let's go ahead and define some variables. Let's go ahead and let C be the number of cats, and we'll let D be the number of dogs. Where we have that C is greater than 0, and we also have that D is greater than 0, then C plus D must equal 16, and the probability that one cat and one dog will be selected is going to be C out of 16 times D out of 15 plus D out of 16 times C out of 15. Simplifying this will equal CD over 120. So we need to determine whether this value is greater than 1/2, which is essentially equivalent to, is CD greater than 60? In order for this to be true, C or D cannot be less than 7. So I want to keep that in mind as we work through our statements. So let's go ahead and let's dive into our statement 1. Scrolling down a little bit to give us some more space. For statement 1, it's given that at most 6 animals are dogs, so D must be less than 7. It follows that C times D greater than 60 must be false. So C times D cannot be greater than 60. Therefore, it can be determined that P is not greater than 1/2. So this statement alone is sufficient. The answer to the question would be no. And even though it's an answer of no, it's still a definitive answer for all cases. So this statement alone is sufficient. And if we scroll up, we can eliminate answer choice B, C, and E, because statement 1 alone is sufficient. Now let's go ahead to narrow it down further. Let's consider statement 2. Scroll down to give us a little bit more space. We'll keep statement 2 visible still. For statement 2, it's given that the probability of both animals selected will be cats is greater than 1/2. So we have the probability that C over 16 times C minus 1 over 15 is greater than 1/2. And if we simplify this is equivalent to C times C minus 1 is greater than 120. For this to be true, scrolling down a tad bit to give us some more space, for this to be true, C must be 12, 13, 14, or 15. So it follows that D must be 1, 2, 3, or 4. Now, since D must then be less than 7, it follows that CD can't be greater than 60 by similar logic in statement 1. And if this is false, it can be determined that P is not going to be greater than 1/2. So again, the answer to the question would be no, but that still means that the statement alone is sufficient because we arrived at a definitive answer for all cases. So statement 2 alone is also sufficient. We can actually scroll back up and eliminate answer choice A. The correct answer is answer choice D. Each statement alone is sufficient.